It has come to my attention that Kartal is attempting to play the victim for the umpteenth time. He is throwing about the same brand of manipulation that he convinced his followers that Mekkah is doing. Apparently, Mekkah was remarking to Kartal how Kartal would be harassed if he kept supporting Mangs, and an apparent indication that Mekkah was making threats, and that Mekkah was making irresponsible claims about the whole Mangs mess because clearly a 2-hour video worth of evidence to a situation that was already being called out repeatedly means nothing. Kartal, stop lying! You preach and denouncing hatred, yet you don't practice it. You don't care who you support in order to provide your entertainment. You must be knowing that Mangs is a god-awful person, yet you just beat his already firm and thoroughly undeserved monopoly on the Advance Wars communities. You claim that I backstabbed you? Then I want you to tell me something. Why did you delete my comment from some time back pointing out about why nerfing the anti-air tank isn't a bad idea? I can already point out how the anti-air tank deals so much damage to foot soldiers for a reason, particularly when in Famicom Wars and Game Boy Wars 1-2 Turbo, that the anti-air tank couldn't attack land units whatsoever and was god-awful chunk in those games for it. Lower prices be damned. I can further point out that the anti-air tank being at its best in Game Boy Wars 3, even before any changes involved in my PowBow patch, did not change it being still hard countered by the regular tanks and generally susceptible to bazooka soldiers, Humvees, and IFVs. You deleted my comment in providing points like this and let Mangs dimestore comment on the same video stay up. Well, I know who you're supporting. It's interesting how you call out Ephraim 225 for being shallow, something that only surprises me with the degree of which he is shallow, yet here you are caring only about supporting big names because all you believe in is creating a hive mind. It's also interesting how you want to claim that I want strife for its own sake and that's all I could want. No. Just no. I've been witch hunted by these people, and this definitely includes Mangs. All I'm doing is calling them out for their garbage. Apparently holding these people to account, or even sharing interests with them, somehow qualifies as harassment. Yet both Mangs and the Advance Wars communities will gladly believe that. Oh, and by the way, I didn't see you or any of your allies who you claim are your enemies say anything about Nyvelion's deleted post calling out abuse. Never mind that Nyvelion's post was made independent from anything involving me. Advance Wars by web crossed the line deleting it when there was no valid reason to do that. And the Advance Wars communities in general are not exactly showing themselves worthy of sympathy when they will gladly ignore about Nyvelion's post if it means, get this, causing strife for its own sake. Exactly what Kartal and his sycophants accuse me of doing. So why aren't they holding people like Mangs and Shipface accountable for this thing? They've been doing that from the start and have not been given due punishment for as much. Yeah, I'm done talking with Kartal. He was never interested in communicating with me to an acceptable degree anyway. Instead, he sicked his sycophants upon me, and I got an email from one such sycophant that actually was shockingly easy to deconstruct. Let me read out each part of the email in question. Yeah, nice grammar there with your not having an apostrophe or the at the end. And yeah, said the Mangs sycophant. Yeah, grammar's the least of my concerns. Yeah, editing people against each other. Sorry, good sir, but that's what Mangs and Shitface have been doing. Add Kartal onto that list at this point as well. The only thing I'm doing is calling out their idiocy. Unleash this and unleash all hatred you can touch Mangs. It's interesting how this circus never revealed in the email why he was stealing this file seemingly out of nowhere. I had to look up where it was coming from, and I'm interested in how come if he was giving the Mekkah the same insult, he didn't say as much. This is rich coming from a stereotypical gaming community member like this guy behind the email. At the very least, his double standards show when he's throwing his weight in with a guy who raped a woman at a cross-country convention, effectively confessed to as much, and tried to pin the blame on alcohol, and then tried to sweep the incident under the rug. Well, what do I expect? People like Ephraim 225 saw them for themselves, yet they don't want to care. Now, all they care about is their entertainment that has to be as loud, flashy, and trashy as possible. Never mind that everything is loud and flashy on its own, and all they add is the trash. And you shouldn't have any platform. Why, Circus? Because you say so? Ain't nothing better to do than testing people for the sake of it. And how about the Advance Wars communities not do themselves? Because they're definitely hell bent on witch hunting me and then claiming me to be harassing them instead of the other way around. If their claims of me harassing them held up, then they would have never deleted Nyvelion's post. It would help you guys. Believe it or not, that bite of hypocrisy stands out in his entire email. And when you see how this email from this circuit has proven riddled with double standards, that is saying something. For starters, this circus was participating in a witch hunt, as I indicated. However, that's actually the least of my concerns. The problem is when hatred is what I've been standing up against. So clearly, because I stand up for myself, I must be full of hatred. Yeah, I bet it wouldn't fly. Yeah, I bet it would just fly just as well when arguing that my ex-landlord was possibly a good person instead of the ridiculously enabled political extremist who was obstructive in my attempts to get my parents' house fixed. So sorry, Circus, but I am not buying your claim that I'm subscribing to hatred instead of trying to hold accountable people like Chipface the elitist who even claimed diversity for its own sake of advanced reboot camp, or especially Mangs, the guy who treats women as objects to abuse. Advanced Wars communities, if you really believe that you aren't the ones interested in causing strife for its own sake like you claim I am, then here's an idea. Track down Yuki Kitsune from the old Advance Wars by web forum, which needs to be repaired to be viewable or anything, or else I'd have a way to do so myself. And show Nyvelion's deleted post to Yuki Kitsune. Until I do no less than that, you're just hypocritical to claim that I'm just interested in creating conflict. You're wrong to make that claim anyway, when I would want a healthy community involved with healthy game design. You haven't cared about that. Why else would you say nothing about Nyvelion's post in this entire time? Yeah, about that Advanced Wars communities, so you choose to ignore Nyvelion's post, which cites about wanting to prioritize somebody else's well-being, simply to try to bash me. Well, guess what on this playing thread? You're not sweeping this under a rug anymore, Advanced Wars communities. You're being called out for your general nastiness because it gets in the way of anything that could resemble a healthy community. And with that disclaimer, I don't know if Mekkah is wrong or not, or lying or not. What I do know is that Kartal had wanted to pull backstabbing, and of course the Advance Wars communities will reward as much.